So when the guy or the gal comes along and says, oh, hey, David, nice to see you again. And the minute he opens that door, that should be the first thing that goes on. For you and for you and for you and for you, Jess, obviously when you two come back, whenever you decide to come back, but certainly for the next few months, that's kind of what you guys are going to have to pay attention to, because that changes the game. You elevate them to celebrity status the moment you do that. Starbucks introduced it, and I don't know if you were here when we first started doing it, but obviously you were. When I came back and said, I've seen this thing, I'm going to start putting names on business cards, I was like, what? Like, I'd studied the Starbucks thing, and it eventually made its way to Britain. So the reason that Starbucks put your name on a cup is, A, they can personalise what is a bog standard latte that is doesn't have any personalisation on it, and all of a sudden it's Paul's latte. But more importantly, when you're in the queue, so if you go to America and you're in a Starbucks, you know what's it like in Starbucks America? It's like it's completely different atmosphere to a coffee shop here, and there will be 15 people stood waiting for their coffee, and the gal takes great pleasure in shouting, Paul, hey Paul, we're looking for Paul, and everyone's, that's me, like it's me, you know, and all of a sudden, like, that's Paul. It's like, that's Paul. So they've took you to celebrity status immediately. So are you going to keep going back to that coffee shop? 1,000,000,000%. Because they know who you are. And again, after 4 or 5 days, what you used to speak to me about it in Phoenix all the time, and it was just throwaway conversations. I love going in there. They get to know you. They know you from here, or they know what you're doing, because it all starts with the name. This is a coffee shop 6,000 miles away. We're talking about it right now. If you ever think that it's not important and it's all about this, good luck. Like, good luck trying to grow a business on that, because it's fraught with absolute hell and frustration. If I could run this business without that room, I'm having a damn good go at trying to do it. At some point, I mean it respectfully, I like Sammy, I just don't like all of the qualifications after a name. And if this could be Paul Gough Coffee Rooms, it one day will be. Because I can keep all of these, and I can keep all of this, and I can have all of this stuff going on and have much less hassle. So yeah, that thing going on in Starbucks, what it does to that guy when you hear your name shouted across the room is just different stratosphere of how you, because other than your your husband, partner, wife, whatever, mother or father, not many people really call you by, there's not many times in a day you'll hear your first name. Very rare. If you really think about it, you could go through most of your day and not hear your name. So when somebody does, immediately stands out. And again, not going into it too deep, but it's a chemical. It's a rush that you get when you hear your name. It's the sweetest thing, because again, it connects you to your parents, connects you to, how many times a day will Scarlett hear a name in your house right now? If it's like, Harry, big ear, Harry, come here, Harry, come here. He hears his name all the time. But when he gets to about 5 or 6, 7, 8, that's going to stop. So when we call people by their name, it kind of takes them back to that as well. So pretty deep and pretty, whatever, but that's the level of, for me, as you're looking to grow a business, you can get to a point of being successful without all of this, but then there's a barrier. And what people do in our world is like, okay, I'll go on into the course, I'll learn dry needling, I'll learn acupuncture, I'll learn Mackenzie, I'll learn nags and snags. It doesn't make a blind bit of difference. The energy that they have to put in isn't going to get the return that they're hoping for the business, because their energy is going down the wrong channel. What gets you to that next level is all of this stuff. Like, could you imagine if we went doing all this? I mean, she's been here from day one, pretty much, and the impact, the odd 9 month off in between, she has every now and again, but the impact that it's had hasn't really come from our growth in business, hasn't come from that, because everybody can do that.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you found it helpful, and if you now find yourself thinking, I wonder what else this person can help me with, head over to paulgough.com/books, where you can find my best-selling books, which will show you how to add more profit to your practice. Or send an email to paul@paulgough.com to ask about how we can help you accelerate the growth and profitability of your clinic. And by the way, if you know anybody who would find this helpful, please share this video out. Thanks so much.